This video is full of spoilers beyond the spoilers. These are 10 things Netflix is hiding about Don Pablo Escobar, Medellin cartel leader, the first narco-terrorist, and the richest criminal of all time. Narcos original plan. The story goes that Netflix had originally planned for this story to be a full-length feature film, not a TV show. However, when they began digging up evidence and research on the King of Coke, they were certain that a single movie wouldn't cut it. They uncovered several stories about the origins of his wealth, starting from the man named Cockroach, and his life before smuggling, which involved stealing gravestones. All these, coupled with the information of personal experiences that DEA agents Steve Murphy and Javier Peña brought to the table, showed the producers that they knew nothing about Escobar. Thus, Narcos was born. Writing for Vox, Bernardo Aparicio Garcia, who grew up in Escobar-run Colombia, appreciates the thoroughness of the show extensively. Among others, he cited the correct depiction of ethnic diversity and tinier details like miniature facades of colonial village houses hanging on the walls of Pablo's mother's home. Escobar's recordings. One reason why the show was so detailed was because of these recordings. Pablo Escobar was a big believer in keeping records of events, and this included videoing events in his haciendas as they occurred. With this, they were able to create a pretty fair construct of the type of conversations, fashion, and activities in the daily life of Escobar and the people around him. In the movie, however, Escobar is mostly sitting around, brooding and looking into space while thinking of how to make the next big move in his wars with his own government. The truth is a bit different, as Escobar contributed significantly to the production of the show. In fact, it's clear that the Medellin cartel was a fan of media, as some of his recordings are inserted in the show, displaying the activities within his haciendas. On top of that, he was someone willing to buy or kidnap news reporters to tell his story. One thing's for sure, Pablo would have loved Twitter. Family opinion. Of course, you had to know this was coming. And it's quite important too, because you have to wonder, how much of the story and how much of Pablo's interaction with his family was accurate? And how did the Escobars feel about it? To answer your question, Pablo's brother was infuriated with the show. And if you watched the show, you're probably now wondering, where was Escobar's brother all the while in the show? Roberto Escobar was not only Pablo's brother, he was also the cartel's accountant up until he was arrested when Pablo died. So believe me when I tell you, Roberto was not happy when the show depicted another accountant called Blackbeard being arrested and then snitching against the cartel to officials. In response, he requested compensation of $1 billion from the streaming giant for depicting his and his brother's image without any consultation from him or other family members. This was just the first season, so he also offered to look through the second season for inaccuracies before it aired. We're not sure that went his way. Meanwhile, other family members have also contested the